Welcome to another Extra Butter at Home. On today's show, Netflix harkens back to a bygone era when movies were still in theaters. Speaking of which, The Bellmen is stupid funny, but smart in the way that it's given back to COVID frontliners. Chris Hemsworth wants to extract you from your boredom. And Matthew McConaughey and Charlize Theron join us for our first installment of You Missed It. Because if you haven't seen Kuboi and the Two Strings, you missed it. They'll tell you why you shouldn't on this edition of Extra Butter at Home. Hope you're safe and well at home. Thank you so much for hanging out. Now, if you're like most people, you're consuming more movies than ever. Netflix saying that twice as many people as they had expected to join have joined this year alone, and that's just one server. I haven't even gotten to Amazon, Hulu, all of the others. To join me to talk about this, my good movie-going friend, Shawn Edwards. And when I say movie-going, I mean pretty much to your living room, right, Shawn?
Oh, yeah. Man, what's going on, Mark?
I'm ready for all this to be over. What are your predictions? What do you know about when movie theaters might open again?
You know what? I heard through the grapevine. That's such an old-fashioned term, by the way. AMC and Cinemark, which are two of the larger movie theater chains in the country, said that regardless of what states do in terms of reopening, they are not going to open their theaters until like August or September.
Ouch!
Which is probably a good thing because there's nothing to show until August or September. Most major theatrical releases have already pushed their dates back, and most have landed in 2021. So even though they open, the pickings are still probably going to be very thin in terms of theatrical releases.
Well, if there's anyone in Hollywood saying we got this, it's probably Netflix because they've got this. More series, more movies headed down the pipeline. In fact, let's talk about Hollywood. Speaking of which, right now, I love this series.
Man, talk about an incredible TV series. Okay, number one, I have a confession to make. I'm a huge old school movie fan, and this series takes place during the golden age of Hollywood.
So, Shawn, we should warn people who might be wanting to watch with grandma or grandpa saying, hey, it's the 1940s. It's back to the golden age of innocence. Not so innocent.
No, not at all. All kinds of crazy things happened back in the day. And the series was created by Ryan Murphy, so you know it's going to be a little bit racy. And the cool thing about it is it mixes the issues that were going on back in the day with the issues that are going on in Hollywood right now. And they sort of put it all in a blender and mix it all together. It's crazy. It's nuts what they do in terms of like sort of reinventing history. And that's what makes this series completely watchable. So the cast is like incredible, a mix of young, a mix of old, a mix of people you know and don't know. And I got a chance to talk to them all on Zoom from their houses because we're all staying home. Laura, talk to me. Because your character doesn't exist in real life, but it would be a cross of who?
It's definitely very much inspired by Dorothy Dandridge for me. I mean, I really look to her for inspiration. And I'm not playing her, but she was kind of the first Black woman to really be a leading lady in Hollywood in a lot of ways and was able to break down a lot of barriers. And unfortunately, we then didn't see that for a while afterwards because I think things were really hard for Dorothy. But I kind of wanted to look at it from a perspective of what if these stories had been able to be told and what if Camille had been able to be a huge success at that time, and how important would it be for representation for little girls to look up at and see themselves on screen and to see someone who looked like them, who gave them hope and whose stories that they could connect with. So that's what was exciting for me for Camille.
Fantastic. Darren, what comes to mind when you think about the golden age of Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, the thing what's fun is when I started working on the show, or if you even just tell anybody what you're doing without even saying what the plot is, you'll just say, oh, it's like 1940s Hollywood. And everybody across the board goes, oh man, I love that stuff. And like, I haven't even said the plot. They just like the 40s in Hollywood is such a genre of its own that has its own tropes and characters and mythology that I liken it to that of Greek mythology or to Marvel or superhero mythology, where it's like, did you hear the one about this or when they did this? And there's all these stories that may or may not have happened, but we love to believe in it because it has this sort of otherworldliness to it.
Yeah, Jim, you got to go crazy and do your thing in this, man. I loved your performance in this, man.
Thank you.
How did it feel
much.
for you?
It was a bit of a playground. It really was. It's one of the more enjoyable characters I've gotten to play in my life. Really, he was complicated. He was wicked. He was a human at the end of the day. And to be part of this earlier era of Hollywood, there's a romance about it that. Nothing against Hollywood these days, but it was
Right.
It was special back then. If nothing else, you dressed up better to go to work. I'll say that.
All right, Pope, man. You played one of my favorite characters in the series, Archie. I was probably connected more to you than the other characters because I got my start as a writer. So it was cool to see you play this guy who was a screenwriter back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I think, again, this era is romantic. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's stylish. I mean, my closet was the baddest closet you've ever seen. I stole so many pieces. I'm so sorry, costume department, but it was. We had to transform and go back in time. Transport is what I'm saying. Going to these sets with the background and the extras, and just you really go back to that. That special time, that era.
Shawn, thank you so much for hanging out. Always good to see you, even if it's got to be virtual, Shawn. Good to spend time with you, man.
Man, I will talk Hollywood with you all day and all night, man. It's just fun hanging out with you as well, man. Yeah, I wish it was in real life, but we're making it happen, man. Zoom, baby. Zoom is keeping people connected.
All the best. Once again, tell everybody where they can find you.
Man, you can check me out at Fox 4 Kansas City on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. Or if you want to follow me on social media, it's S. Edwards KC. Yes. The K and the C stand for Kansas City. We are definitely in the house, like literally.
And Shawn, any final words for the people watching all over the world on AFN, the America's Forces Network, our first responders, our frontliners out there doing it?
Man, I got to give a big shout out to our first responders and everyone in the military. You're doing such a great job considering the circumstances. You're helping to keep us all together. And you're putting yourselves on the line for the better good of humanity. Just keep doing what you're doing. Big shout outs. I can't begin to give you enough love or respect. Just keep your head up, stay safe, and be healthy.
No doubt. You're awesome, Shawn. Thanks for hanging out with us today. All right, because it's all online. When we come back, an awesome new movie you can see online and also help out those affected by the coronavirus. That and more when Extra Butter continues next. Welcome back. Hello, ladies. Hello, Remy, and hello to you. Thanks for watching Extra Butter in my home. I hope you're doing okay in your home. Speaking of in your home, another phenomenal movie headed your way. Well, I don't know if it's phenomenal, but it's great in this way. It helps raise money for those affected by coronavirus. It's called The Bellmen. I don't know anything else about it except that I do know Richard Kind is one of the stars of it, and he's joining us right now from somewhere. You know him from Curb Your Enthusiasm, lots of other movies, nothing short of legend. The legendary Richard Kind joins us from somewhere. How are you?
Yes, legend. I'm swell, Mark. How you doing? And my apologies to
What?
that you got to see my face this early. This is wrong, Mark. This is just wrong.
There is nothing wrong about it. You look great. And where do we find you right now? What are you doing? Sheltering where?
Well, look, I could be in Wyoming and I'm still inside. I happen to be in Margate, New Jersey, which is near Atlantic City. It's a beach town on the Jersey Shore. So I'm on another ocean. And I am quarantined. I'm staying inside so that others may live. Because if I'm asymptomatic and I give it to somebody, I couldn't live with myself.
Amen, brother. But what you can live with is that you've made a movie that, don't you think it's special, this movie? Remarkable in some ways?
I do. Now, this is, I got to tell you, Mark, and your viewers, this is a stupid movie. But we set out to make a stupid movie. We did it in different times.
Uh-huh.
We had no idea that we would need stupid like we do today.
Right.
Because the world is just, it's hell in a handbag. You know, the weight of the news is on our shoulders. We're inside. I've had too much coffee. That's why I'm hiccuping.
Yeah, I was wondering.
But it's light. All I can tell you is it's light and stupid with 2 O's. It will destroy brain cells. But the thing is that if you order this on iTunes, some of the money will go to a coronavirus 19 charity to help those who are in need. Or you can order through an independent movie theater and the proceeds go to that theater. as well as to the producers. So it's a win-win. And if you don't like the movie, you've been warned. This is stupid. This will destroy brain cells.
You've said stupid about 600 times, but I have to correct you, sir. I base my life on stupid, like Meatballs, Caddyshack, Porky's. These are the movies that shaped me.
And Mark, finally, we have found something that we can blame you this on, is that all those movies that you were raised on, this is right up your alley.
But with a cause. Once again, it's for a good cause. That's got to make you feel good.
It's nice. It's really one of the reasons why I'm hawking this, is because it is nice. The movie's fun and funny, and like I said, it's dumb, but the cast is great. There's young people playing the Bellmen, and I'm not going to give you a linear story because I don't even know what happens. But the hotel is going under, and there's Bellmen there, young people, and Tom Lennon. You know who Tom Lennon is from Reno 911?
Officer Dangle.
He's great. He improvises a lot. He's so brilliant. And Willie Garson, who you know from Sex and the City, he's great. It's silly, and it'll be nice to look at. And there's young people, and it's an escape. You know what? That's what it is. It's an escape.
Well, thank you for this escape. You're pretty awesome. Thanks for sharing your time with us, Richard Kind. You're kind.
It's my pleasure.
All right.
Stay safe.
You too, sir. Thanks for hanging out. When we come back to Extra Butter, let's go over to Netflix for a movie that is remarkable. Cinematic, action-packed, a little bloody, got a Hemsworth in it. We'll find out more about it with him next. Hey, welcome back to Extra Butter, hanging out in my home. Hope you are doing the same, and hope you're doing well. Welcome back. What'd you do during the commercial break? Did you grab a snack? That's awesome. Let's continue on the Netflix tip. We started the show talking about a Netflix series, but now let's talk about a Netflix movie. This is epic. If you haven't seen Extraction, you need to. And then you're going to watch it again because it is so cinematic. But to talk more about it, let's bring in the pride and joy of Phoenix, Arizona. What am I talking about? She's the pride and joy of the world. Tara Hitchcock, ladies and gentlemen.
You build me up more each time I talk to you. The pride and joy of the world? I don't think so, but thanks.
The person singularly responsible. Remember, at the end of the day, she is singularly responsible for ending the pandemic. Tara Hitchcock, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? If you need an ego boost, have your buddy Mark shoot an intro for you. That'll help. How are you?
I'm doing all right, just hanging out. Do you think, am I overhyping this movie, Extraction? I love this probably more than any online offering this century.
Yeah, I don't know if it's timing or the fact that I'm such a big fan of Chris's anyway, Sam Hargrave. I sort of loved it too. I wasn't prepared for just how violent it was, but the stunts and the action, and I know that Chris has talked about taking on the part because there was a little depth and some soul to him. Nothing overshadows the incredible action and just how great he looks constantly, even all tatted up and dirty, and he's been through the ringer in this. But I'm like you, it was a guilty pleasure.
I know for once I feel like I might have something kind of in common with him because my tat looks a little bit like his tat. And I said that to my sons and they said, yeah, not so much. But I'm getting there. I'm working on it. What are other standouts of this? Do you notice the Russo brothers' touch?
I did see some Russo brothers in there. I didn't love the script that much. I thought some of the dialogue was a little hokey, but also that might have been the intention.
All right, I want to show some of your chat with the aforementioned director and the aforementioned Hemsworth. What are the standouts? What do you remember?
The standouts are, let me just set the scene. After seeing the film, I had to find the manliest part of my house. I didn't feel right doing it in my office. I had to go to the manliest part of my house to even conduct the interview because these guys are both studs. And I'm in the manliest part of my house. After seeing this movie, I'm in my husband's man cave and he's not thrilled, but whatever.
Hey, I was going to say, are you that cool? You ride motorbikes.
It works. It works.
It's working.
He's that cool. I am so impressed by this, first of all. Chris, did you have any doubt that Sam could make this transition at all?
I mean, not doubt as much as, the curiosity. I knew that he was the most heavily educated and had all the skill sets in the stunt world, stunt department shooting. I knew the shots were going to look beautiful because that's how he shoots his stunts. The unknown was the sort of emotional resonance. And that was, he was beyond any hopes and dreams I had for that. You know, it was just fantastic, and the emotional intelligence that he has was, you know, is sewn into this movie so beautifully. And so to have an action film and be with such impressive action, but it to have a heartbeat and an emotional resonance was, you know, just fantastic.
Yeah. I know as we wrap up, you guys are always on the go. We're always on the go as journalists. What has been the biggest surprise about this forced time to take stock of what you have and be in one place?
It's nice to not have a schedule rolled out in front of me. You know, there's a bit of anxiety that comes with the unknown, but sort of, I guess, just surrendering to that and embracing it and going, well, the present moment, you know, what's happening right now, and not getting caught in, you know, future sort of plans, I think is good for us. And you know, still setting little goals though, you know, whether it be some sort of training thing or something, or reading a book, or having some sort of schedule, you know. But I'm just enjoying being at home with the kids and the family at the moment, you know.
Yeah, it's just a good reminder, I think, of what's important, and kind of to take stock of where we are and how we spend our time. You know, it's just a kind of a wake up call in a way, as we get so busy with this life that we find so important. You know, going here and going there and making movies, which I think is important to a degree, because we're bringing entertainment and an escape to people. But then also at the end of the day, you know, being with the people that you love and being, you know, present in the moment is all we have. And so I think it's just a reminder to appreciate those things.
For more of that interview and others, where do we go, Tara Hitchcock?
You can find me on Instagram, Tara on TV, and Facebook, Twitter. I'm just not great at, so why even bother? I won't even mention my Twitter. It's Tara TV1.
Hold on a second, Tara. What's that? Oh, hey, Tara, my Emmys say hello to your Emmys.
Is this cheesy? I honestly, they've been here. I didn't really move them, but I know it's a little bit, how many Emmys, you know, X anchor has. My Emmys say hi to your Emmys too. They miss each other, I'm sure.
Cheesy, I don't know, but I will tell you, every friend of mine in and out of the business has blown me up on all social media saying how douchey it looks that I have those behind me. That's where I keep them, and I've got no other place to broadcast from. I've got no place to go.
Listen, you've got a gazillion more than I do. You should flaunt it and be proud of it. You're an Emmy Award-winning host, and this show is an Emmy Award-winning show. I say flaunt it, and you never know. With the state of things, we might be looking for work soon, so we got to keep up basically a virtual resume so people can see.
You just said the most positive and negative thing all in one breath, Tara. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Tara. Yes, Extraction now playing on Netflix. It is a reteaming of Chris Hemsworth with the Russo brothers from the Avengers, both critically acclaimed and consumer acclaimed. I think you're gonna like it. All right, when we come back, it's a new segment on Extra Butter called You Missed It. There's a movie you may have missed. Well, now better time than ever to dust it off. Kuboi and the Two Strings. Matthew McConaughey, Charlize Theron join us to tell you why you don't want to miss it. Hey, welcome back to Extra Butter TV at home. I hope you're home staying safe. Thanks for hanging out with me. Remember, for all of the videos and suggestions, be sure and like and subscribe. It's Extra Butter TV on YouTube. Just look for Extra Butter TV on YouTube. I'm so excited about this new segment we're doing today. Want to know what the segment is? It's called You Missed It. Here's the deal. There are so many awesome movies, and I say, have you seen this or that? And people go, nah, never saw that. And I'm thinking, you missed it. How could you miss it? Well, sometimes it's because the movie was under-promoted. Other times it's because it opened opposite an Avengers movie or opposite a Star Wars, and you just forgot to see it, and then it vanishes. Well, now, if not now, when is it time to see these movies? So a segment I called You Missed It, things you could be watching right now while you're watching more movies than you typically watch. One such movie is Kuboi and the Two Strings. It's stop-go animated, it is a work of art, and it is flawless in plot, in tone, in texture, in art. It's great. Charlize Theron is this monkey. Matthew McConaughey is this beetle warrior thing. And it's a beautiful tale. And more importantly, it's a really great metaphor for mother and sons and daughter relationships. You got to check it out. I sat down with McConaughey and Theron to talk about it. Take a look.
When you know you're going to play a beetle, what kind of research do you do?
Samurai beetle. The samurai was the fun part.
Sorry to
really
leave that
get
out.
into. Yeah, I didn't spend too many days Studying.
On your back trying to get out?
No, not so much.
Yeah, on my back trying to get out. Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
I love a line in the movie where you say, "I've got this." I don't got this.
Yeah.
I've been interviewing both of you your entire career, and both of you seem like people, when you say you got it, you got it. But has there been a moment, a significant moment, where you said, "I've got this," and you didn't have it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's life.
Can you name one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just life. I think there's a great vulnerability in being able to acknowledge the moments that you really need help, and that's the beauty of friendships and family and, you know, the people that you can't, it takes a village, and all you need to do is acknowledge that and respect that and be so completely grateful for that, because you can't have it all the time. And sometimes you don't even know that you don't have it, and somebody who really loves you kind of steps in and says, "You don't have this, I have this." And that's something so, I think that really is the true beauty of life.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and knowing what you don't know. You know, I know growing up.
Oh, no, I know everything.
So even what you don't know?
Yeah, I know everything.
Or just all of it? Okay. So if you want to know, ask her.
They are so good in this, and we are so fortunate to have these movies being made. They're expensive, stop-go animation, hard to make, takes forever, and the return is just not there, so we should thank this guy. Oh, who's that guy? That's Travis Knight. He's the heir apparent to the Nike fortune, and thank goodness for his money, he doesn't have to make it making movies, so he makes amazing movies like Kuboi and the Two Strings. All right, for more things that I think you should watch, you missed it and otherwise, go to YouTube. It's Extra Butter. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to the men and women watching on AFN, the America Forces Network, and everywhere first responding around the world. See you next week.